Life's too short. Life's too short. Michael MJ Falato.
I'm a great husband, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests. I'm a great husband because after 23 glorious years of marriage, I finally figured it out. My wife is always right. To give an example of this, when I was brainstorming ideas for this topic to present to you during contest time, I wrote down a few things on a pad of paper last weekend. I started milling over which ways I could develop each topic. And I asked my better half for a topic, and she gave me life's too short. So I wrote that down. Come about 8:30 Sunday night, I hadn't started writing my speech yet. She was finishing up the dishes, and I was still at the kitchen table, and I looked over to her and I said, "You know, honey, you're always right. I'm gonna go with life is too short." That's the subject that I could give the most passionate speech about. Now, I had to ask her, well, what is life too short for, honey? So she said, oh, that's easy. Life's too short to be stressed out about all that little stuff. Now, she is a school teacher, so she gave me a couple examples. The kids, even so high, or this high even, they're all stressed out when they miss a math question. They think it's the end of the world. The parents, when they come in during conferences, dump on the teachers with all kinds of stress. Johnny didn't get a chocolate cupcake. He likes chocolate cupcakes. He had to eat a vanilla one. Come on, lady, get over it. It's not the end of the world. Stress is here to stay. It's a multitasking society. Stress isn't going to go away. We all have to work. We have to pick the kids up from school. We have to take them to theater practice. We have to take them to guitar practice. We have to get the car fixed where the boyfriend runs into our car. We got to pay tuition. We got to apply for loans. It doesn't stop. It's how we handle stress. Now, I Googled #1 killer in America, and I came out with coronary heart disease. The things that cause coronary heart disease are lack of exercise, overeating, stress, and Chinese buffets. Sometimes we have to have a life-changing event to get us to acknowledge that we need to learn how to handle our stress a little bit better. Now, October 31st, 2004, that happened to me. You might be thinking in the back of your head, that date sounds familiar. It was Halloween evening. I was home in my office trying to complete an email to one of my customers that had to have that information that day. My 2 children were coming in and out of the office saying, Daddy, let's go to the park. It's time to go trick-or-treating. A little stressful. Then my youngest one, Michael Jr., came in the office again with a different Halloween costume on. I'm so glad that we bought him a new Halloween costume this year. That was a little stressful for my wife in the other room. I was yelling at them, I need 5 minutes. I need 5 minutes. Then the phone rang. Bill collector calls. I'm on the phone arguing with the bill collector. That's getting elevated. I'm yelling and screaming at him. I'm yelling at them down the hallway. I slam the phone at them. I walk down the hallway and I'm yelling, I'll be ready in 2 minutes. Y'all need to give me 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure my face was 2 shades, maybe 3 shades of pink. Smoke may even have been coming out of my nostrils. I was furious, and that's when it hit me. Fellow Toastmasters, I was humbled. It hurt so bad, I opened my shirt. I drew with a black magic marker a big X right where it hurt. I just sat there for a few minutes. I did Google doctor.com. I could still move my tongue to the right and left. My arms weren't asleep. I went to the doctor, probably 2 days later, and she told me I didn't have a heart attack, but what I had was called an anxiety attack. At the time, I was 240 pounds, a little bit bigger. She said I needed to get a stationary bike. I needed to ride it every single day. 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the morning, at night when I'm watching TV, ride that bike also. Now, I don't get to ride the bike outside. I don't get wind through my ears, hair and ears. I don't get to hear the birds sing. But you know what? A lot of times when I'm riding my bike, I get to watch that fourth quarter of those Spurs games on the West Coast. I'm 180 pounds today, almost 10 years later, and I feel a whole lot better. Now, there's all kinds of exercises you can do. There's yoga, there's aerobics, Zumba is real popular. My wife is a fanatic, a CrossFit fanatic. For those of you that don't know what CrossFit is, it's the latest craze. She wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning. They do 25 push-ups. They go out and run a quarter mile around the parking lot. They'll come back in, grab 10, 15-pound medicine balls. They'll throw it up. There's some X's 12 feet on the wall. They'll throw it up there 10, 15, 20 times. Then they'll go out and run another quarter mile. They'll come back in, do 25 push-ups. Then they have these great big 8-foot tractor tires, and they'll pick them up like they're football players. Granted, my wife is 50, and she's doing this stuff right end to end, all the way across the whole gym. Then they'll go out and run another quarter mile. Then they'll come back in, do 25 push-ups, and I can't pick that tire up anymore, folks. Okay, so it's time to learn a breathing exercise, because most likely all of us Toastmasters aren't going to go out there and do too much physical exercise. So I can teach you a mini chill pill. Breathing in for 3 seconds, holding it for 3 seconds, and letting it out for 3 seconds. That's what I call a mini chill pill. So my challenge to all of us is next time we feel like we're about to lose it, we're about to get frustrated, we're about to pop a cork, none of us want to be that man sitting there with the magic marker red X on his chest wondering if he had a heart attack. We need to remember what my wife said, and we know she's always right. Life is just too short. Mr. Conto's chair.
We'll now have